Good morning, students. Welcome to Aryan Study Mate App. In this session, we will learn Maths 1 syllabus. Right? Mathematics. Actually, we will have two papers, Maths 1 and Maths 2. Now, we will discuss the chapters what we have in Maths 1. Maths 1. Actually, we do have 14 chapters. We are having 14 chapters. Out of 14 chapters, 7 chapters will come under Maths 1. Now, let us discuss these chapters. So, very first chapter. Real numbers. Real numbers. Actually, you got this chapter in 9th class itself. And in the 8th class, we have rational numbers. And in the 10th class, we will get real numbers. Real numbers consist of both rational numbers and irrational numbers. About irrational numbers, already we got in 9th class only. So that's why, with this chapter, I think you are very much familiar. Both the set of rational numbers and set of irrational numbers you know already. Now here in this chapter we will get 4 exercises, 5 exercises, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. Right? So briefly I will discuss what kind of topics we get in each exercise. Actually 5 exercises we have, right? In very first exercise, we will get some problems which are related to Euclid division lemma. Lemma mean algorithm. Euclid division algorithm. Already you know about Euclid division algorithm. Actually, while doing division, we will have a dividend, divisor, quotient, and remainder. Now here one statement I am going to tell. Dividend equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Based upon this, we will get some problems in 1.1. That's it. Very easy to learn. And in 1.2, we will get some problems which are related to primes and composites. Primes and composites. In the lower class itself, you know that. About prime, about composite. What is a prime, what is a composite, like that, right? And here some more problems we will get related to LCM and SCF. About these also, in the 6th and 7th classes only, we have much syllabus, right? About LCM, least common multiple, and GCD, you know that, greatest common divisor, or else it is called HCF, highest common factor, right? So that is about 1.2. In 1.3, we get terminating decimals and non-terminating but recurring decimals. Actually, we do have 3 kinds of decimals. One is terminating decimal. The second one, non-terminating but recurring decimal. Actually, you know this. These 2 kinds you know already. These 2 kinds can be converted into rational form. Mean a P by Q form, isn't it? Or else P by Q form can be converted into terminating, either terminating or non-terminating but recurring decimal. So these topics also already you got in the 9th class syllabus, right? So these problems we will get in 1.3. Here 1.4 we have. This is very important topic. Actually in our 9th class syllabus, we have set of irrational numbers. And you know examples also. Root 2, root 3, root 5. These type of. Now in this exercise, we will prove that root 2 is an irrational number. Root 3 as an irrational number. We will prove how it will become an irrational number. So that topic we will get here in this exercise. So this is very important. In this, from this exercise only we will get 4 marks questions, right? So very simple exercise, actually very small exercise. Very easily we can score the marks. And here one more, 1.5. This is new for you. So till now, both set of irrational numbers, set of rational numbers already you got in 9th class, isn't it? So here 1.5 we have. That is related to logarithms. Very important topic for further classes. That is very important. So logarithms actually related to exponents, right? So here in the 1.5 we get a 4 formulae. 4 formulae. So with these 4 formulae, you will get some questions in the exercise. Very easy to learn. Very easy. So that is of 1.5. So with this chapter will get completed. Only 5 exercise. Very easy chapter. Simply we can say a slow learners chapter. Very easy. Now coming to second one, sets. Here also we have 5 exercises. In this sets also, this is totally new topic for you. But it is very easy. Few things you need to remember here. So definitions, note, some important notes we get here. If you are familiar with the definitions and notes, that problems what we have in the exercises will be very easy in this exercise, in this chapter. Very easy. So this is also, we can say, slow learners chapter. 5 exercises we have totally. And here in this chapter, we will get some operations like union, intersection, and the difference. Suppose briefly I will tell you, addition can be represented as a union here. That is the symbol. Union. Union nothing but a combining. Intersection, writing common elements. Common elements. So that is denoted with the intersection. And one more we have subtraction. Subtraction. So here it is a difference. So these 3 operations we get in this chapter. Every time we will deal with the 2 sets only. Set is nothing but a group of, collection of. Up to the 9th class, we can say like that. Group of, collection of. Suppose in the chapter real numbers, we will have some number systems like natural numbers, whole numbers, integers. Now, set of natural numbers we can say. Set of mean group of, collection of. That set is denoted by capital N, isn't it? And set of whole numbers denoted by capital W. So these type of sets only. Suppose in case we get even numbers. Here also it is one group, one collection of even numbers. It can be denoted by E, capital E, whatever the letter it may be. So we can take any letter, but it must be uppercase letter only. Uppercase letter only we should use. Any letter we can use. Suppose you are going to write a collection of some even integers, then you can name it with the capital E. Suppose you are going to write odd numbers, collection of odd numbers, that time we can write O, capital O for odd numbers. Like that you can give any name, but it must be uppercase letter like this. Set of natural numbers denoted by capital N. Already in the lower class you know that, right? And in the first chapter also we can discuss that. So these operations we will get in the sets chapter. Very easy. Compared to the real numbers chapter, this will be very easy for you. So combining the sets, combining the elements which we have in the set, and we can write common elements in both, right? And we can do the subtraction. While doing that chapter, we can discuss these operations. These 3 only we will get. And some important properties like commutative, associative, identity, some more De Morgan laws we will get in this chapter. For sets only, not for any other numbers. For sets, right? Coming to the third one, polynomials chapter. It is very easy and very important. I think you are very much familiar with this chapter. See, in our 8th class syllabus, we will have 2 chapters. The 11th chapter is algebraic expressions. Algebraic expressions. In the 8th class, I am telling you. The 12th chapter is factorization. Both are related to algebra branch only. Algebraic expressions and as well as factorization. Both will come under algebra branch only. For 9th class, we will get the polynomials directly. Both algebraic expressions and the factorization will come under the chapter polynomials. In the 9th class syllabus, we have a second chapter. That is polynomials chapter, right? So in that chapter, we have 5 exercises, right? So 2.3, 2.4, 2.5. So these 3 are very important, right? Here also, in our 10th class syllabus, this polynomials chapter is very important. Very easy too. Here we get 4 exercises, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3 and 3.4. Now we will discuss the topics which we get in each exercise. So very important this one. And you will get many questions compared to these 2. Actually, we will have 7 chapters in Maths 1, under Maths 1, right? Among these 7, this chapter is very important. And you will get many questions from this. Having more weightage, we can say, simply. Right? So in 3.1, it is of introduction only. So what is a polynomial? Kinds of polynomials, degree of a polynomial. So this type of introduction part, fundamental terms you will get in the 3.1. And finding the value also, value of a given polynomial. Usually, any polynomial can be represented by P of x or f of x. Polynomial in x, f of x, that can be same, polynomial in x only. Polynomial in y can be denoted with what? P of y. P of y. Suppose if you have P of x, then we can find P of 1, P of minus 1, P of 0, P of 3 by 4. That is only called value of a given polynomial at the given value. Isn't it? Those kind of questions we will get in 3.1. Very easy to find. Coming to 3.2, it is very important. Actually, in our 9th class syllabus, we won't have graphical questions. And here, we will have some kinds of polynomials. That one also you know. Suppose degree 1, polynomial with degree 1 is called linear polynomial, no? Linear polynomial. Right? Degree 2, a polynomial with degree 2 is called quadratic polynomial. Now, we will represent these kinds. Linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial and cubic polynomial. These kinds we can represent in the graph sheet. We will represent these kinds of polynomials in the graph sheet. In the case of linear polynomial, we will get a straight line. Already you know that. In the 6th chapter of 9th class syllabus. Ax plus by plus c equal to 0. That form we have in the 6th chapter, isn't it? That Ax plus by plus c equal to 0 gives us straight line in the graph sheet. Right? Like that only, any linear polynomial gives us a straight line. And coming to the quadratic polynomial, we will get a curve. And one more we have. Cubic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial, cubic polynomial. These 2 are very important here in this chapter. Coming, compared to linear polynomial. So, quadratic polynomial, second degree polynomial and third degree polynomial. These 2 are important. Right? Those graphs here we get. In this. Their shape and their zeros also. Finding the zeros of given polynomial, whatever it may be, quadratic polynomial or cubic polynomial. So we can find those zeros through this graphical representation. So from this exercise only we will get a 4 marks question. Definitely we will get one question, 4 marks question from this exercise, 3.2. Right? So coming to 3.3, here we get some formulae. 3 formulae for quadratic polynomial and 4 formulae for cubic polynomial. Actually, those formulae, nothing but a relation between zeros and coefficients. Zeros and coefficients. Suppose, second degree polynomial, if you take second degree polynomial, I am telling you, isn't it? Here we get 2 zeros at most. So let us assume those zeros as alpha and beta. We can find their sum alpha plus beta through a formula. right? And we can find their product also using formula, and in general also we can find out. After knowing the zeros of any polynomial, we can find out their sum as well as their product. Now these sum and product we can check out with the formula. That's why I told you. The relation between zeros and coefficients. In this chapter we get. So this is very important compared to all the four. Among these four, this third exercise is very important. I mean, we will get a formula. 3 formulae for quadratic polynomial and 4 formulae for cubic polynomial. Right? With those formulae, we will get some questions. And here 3.4. It is related with the long division. So in the 9th class syllabus, we have a polynomials chapter. Second chapter we have. In 2.4 and 2.3, we will have long division method, mean dividing the polynomials with another polynomial, any polynomial. That division, long division, here we get. So this is our 4th chapter. Here we get graphical questions. That is only the difference between a 9th class syllabus and 10th class syllabus. That is only the change. That new thing only we will get here. So that is about the 3rd chapter. Coming to the 4th one. Pair of linear equations in 2 variables. Pair of linear equations in 2 variables. So this is also very important, like polynomials chapter. Here we get 3 exercises, only 3, but very important. 4.1, 4.2, 4.3. And here in 4.1, we will get, actually we do have 3 methods to solve a pair of linear equation 2 variables. This chapter also we can call simultaneous equations or system of linear equations. Simultaneous equations or system of linear equations. In the 9th class syllabus, one chapter is there, 6th chapter. Linear equation 2 variables. And you know the general form also. Ax plus by plus c equal to 0. This is the linear equation 2 variables. Actually a, b, c are real coefficients, whereas x and y are unknowns, or else variables we can call. Linear equation 2 variables, I am telling you, that's why. Here we get a pair. Pair mean a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0, a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0. The form is same, the general form is same, no change in that. But here we get, in our syllabus we get a pair. Pair means 2 equations. And you know, ax plus by plus c equal to 0 represents or gives us a straight line in the graph sheet. And when we have two equations like that, then we will get 2 lines, not 2 straight lines in the graph sheet. So that graphical representation here we get. Actually, in our 9th class syllabus, in the 6.3 exercise, so we will have many number of questions which are going to represent in the graphical sheet, isn't it? We will have many verbal sums, right? And whoever very much familiar with 6.3 in the 9th class syllabus, for them this 4.1 is very easy. So here also we get word problems. Here also we get word problems. 3 things you need to remember. While doing verbal sum or word sum, 3 things you need to remember. The very first one is understanding the problem. Mean that the conditions given in the problem to be understood. That is the first one, very first one. The second one is you need to change those equations, or you need to understand the conditions. With those conditions, you need to frame equations. With the conditions what we have in the problem, we will frame the equations. 2 equations we will get. And here in the 4.1, the method of solving is graphical representation only. Suppose when 2 straight lines meet in a point, then that is a common point, right? That is only the solution, that's why. And here in the 4.2, we get 2 kinds of methods of solving. One is substitution method. The second one is elimination method. Here also we get the word problems only. While doing word problems, the conditions to be understand, and immediately with those conditions you need to frame the equations. And the method of solving also, you know, two methods we have. One is the substitution method, the second one is elimination method. And among these three, the elimination method only we will use for further classes. And here in our 10th class, you should learn these three methods. So that is compulsory. In 4.3 also we will have verbal sums and some complicated problems. We will change those complicated problems into simple form very firstly. Then we can go for the solvation. And that solvation either by substitution method or by elimination method. Again we get the same methods. Now by this, the fourth chapter, we can complete it, right? So coming to the fifth chapter, quadratic equations. Quadratic equations. So this is very easy. Why it is very easy mean? In the third chapter itself, we will have quadratic polynomials and cubic polynomials. Quadratic polynomials and cubic polynomials. So that's why quadratic polynomial is almost equal to quadratic equation. Here also we get graphical questions. Actually, we have four exercises: 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4. Here also we will get three kinds of method of solving of given equations. One is factorization method. In 8th and 9th classes, we get that factorization method. Already we have got that method, right? Second method, method of completing square. This is new method for you. Method of completing square, MCS, simply we can say, short form. And the third method is quadratic formula. For further classes, we will use the factorization method or quadratic formula, but not the second method, method of completing square. Actually, by looking, it will be very lengthy, somewhat complication for the children. That's why we will not use that second method, method of completing square, to solve any kind of equation, this kind of equation in further classes. That first method, factorization, and the third method, quadratic formula only we will use. Right? And in 5.2, we get factorization method only. Coming to the 5.3, we get method of completing square and quadratic formula. And what about 5.4? In the 5.4, we will get the nature of the roots. Nature of the roots of a given quadratic equation. Here we got one important formula, the quadratic formula. So in that formula, b square minus 4ac we have. That is called discriminant. B square minus 4ac is called discriminant. Based upon the discriminant, we will have three cases. Those three cases we will discuss here. That is nothing but the nature of the roots. Whether the roots are real or imaginary, that is called nature. So that kind of nature we will discuss in 5.4. And here, going to 6th chapter. So this is of progressions. Very easy chapter. Progressions. Here we will have two kinds of progressions. One is arithmetic progression and the second one is geometrical progression. See, here we get 5 exercises: 6.1, 6.3, 6.4, 6.5. These three, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, these three related to arithmetic progression. And here these two related to geometric progression. That's it. In 6.1, we will know the introduction for arithmetic progression. And here we get only one formula in 6.2, that is nth term of AP, arithmetic progression. According to that formula only we will get the questions. And in the 6.3, we will have one more formula, that is finding the sum of terms on AP. That formula, with that formula we will get some problems. So these are somewhat bigger exercises. So these are only very important compared to 6.1. It is nothing but just introduction. And here 6.4, we get the introduction for GP, geometric progression. Geometric progression. And here we get the nth term of geometric progression. Based upon that formula, we will get some questions in this. So compared to 6.4, this is very important. Why mean this is just introduction. In the introduction, we will have some questions only. Very easy type of questions we get. In the case of 6.5, somewhat difficulty questions we will get. So this is about 6th chapter. And here, you need to remember one thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are of very continuous numbers. And here, in the mathematics 1, we get 10th chapter as 7th one. 10th chapter. Mensuration chapter. Here we get the 7th chapter, that 7th chapter and this 10th chapter are interchanged. Right? So here 10th chapter is mensuration. This chapter will come under Maths 1. Right? So mensuration. About mensuration you know very well, I think. Suppose in another 8th class syllabus, surface areas values we have. That chapter. And in the 9th class also we will have surface areas and values. And in the 9th chapter, 9th class syllabus, you will have 4 exercises. Here also, you will have 4 exercises. 10.1, 10.2, 10.4. Here, we get some kinds of solids like cylinder, cone, sphere, hemisphere, and cuboid, cube. These type of solids we get. And about LSA, lateral surface area, total surface area, simply we can say TSA, and value. Mensuration is very easy chapter. Actually, it is a branch of mathematics in which we deal with the perimeters, areas, and values. So here also you need to remember 3 points. The very first one is understanding the problem. What was given in the problem? What is to be found out in this? These two you need to understand. The second one is suitable formula. You need to choose the suitable formula. The third one is simplification. If you know the simplification very well, then the solutions become very easy in this chapter. These 3 points you need to remember. And here, these kinds of, whatever I told you now, no? Some kinds of solids. For those solids, we will find out LSA, TSA, and values. Now, this is of Maths 1 syllabus. 7 chapters we have in this Maths 1. So, these are about exercises. Right? Thank you.